Hey, it's Sydney, and today I'm going to talk about how to get out of a funk. Okay, let's get cracking. I have 4 things I want to share with you today. The first is, are you doing what you know works for you, and are you doing what you know doesn't work for you? What I mean by this is, are you letting in the moment whims and desires overshadow the long-term practices that you have already proven to yourself work, whether it's a daily basis or a weekly basis, that make you feel good and allow you to function in a way that is more of what you want, that is more effective, all that good stuff. Basically, you've already proven that something you do is beneficial, but maybe you're not doing it right now. Maybe have you lapsed into thoughts and actions that you already know aren't going to work. I cannot tell you how often I've actually had this be the way I snap out of a funk, where I'll finally hit the point where I ask myself a question: what are you actually doing? Like, what are the things that you know work that make you feel better? And these things are things like meditating, journaling, exercising, going for a walk, those kinds of things. Sometimes I'll be in a funk and I'll ask myself, hey, Sidney, are you doing those things? And the answer will be like, oh, no, whoops, sorry. Sometimes it's as simple as my daily planning has gotten a bit messy, or even food. Yeah, eating food that I know makes me feel funny. It was weird. I was having one occasion where I just felt off, emotionally off. And I was thinking to myself, what is this? And I was eating at the time, I was having lunch. And I kind of looked down at what I was eating and I was like, oh right, yeah, I can't eat that. If you're wondering, it's cheese, by the way. I can't. It makes me feel slightly. Okay, the second point. This is the other side of the actions, which is your thoughts. Are you indulging or allowing internal conversation that keeps you stuck to run in your head? There's a lot of similarities between being in a funk and procrastinating. There's a lot of feeling stuck, there's a lot of feeling bad about yourself, and there's a lot of just not doing much of anything. So because you're not in motion, it becomes difficult to get and stay in motion again, which is basically not being in a funk. You get this internal conversation that sounds a lot like, I don't really want to do anything, and you have this one side arguing for inaction and then the other side coaxing and cajoling and threatening and just pointing its finger at the other side of the conversation, saying, you need to do stuff right now, you're being so lazy, and you need to, and it's like trying to rile yourself up into action. And what that does is it just creates more of this conversation of no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. That keeps you stuck and feeling frustrated with yourself. Trying to scold yourself out of a funk or out of procrastinating doesn't work, because you are just indulging in the conversation that is keeping you there, which is like friction to action. That entire conversation is like a huge amount of friction, and you get more and more entrenched into that stuck state. I hate to say it, but it is a just do it kind of situation. You have to stop listening to both sides of what seemingly looks like a conversation you're having and realize that those two things are the same one entity, which is that stuckness. And just pick something and do it. It doesn't have to be an amazing thing, just do something and realize that that is not the thoughts you want to be paying attention to. Oh yes. The third point is to focus on what is working for you, what's working in your life. What achievements or efforts have you under-acknowledged? How about some things or people or experiences, or all three, that have happened recently in your life that make your life richer and that you are grateful for? And also, what do you like about yourself? What do you admire about what you do, or what qualities you have? Just the general good things about yourself that you're really glad you have and you're really happy about inside yourself. The idea here is to focus more and more of your attention on what is already working in your life, what is already giving you energy and joy and momentum that you have already, rather than focusing on being in a bit of a funk. And as you're thinking about all these things that are working right now in your life, The idea is you're reminding yourself of what you've already created, what you're already capable of, what you already like about yourself, so that you're able to remind yourself that you are powerful, remind yourself of the truth that you are in complete and total control over your life, and that you can choose to snap out of this funk right now. And for the last point, maybe you've tried everything. You're like, Sydney, I've done all that stuff that you just said, and I am still stuck in this weird funk. I can't get out of it. Well, then we go back to the important view, which is the idea that every challenge and every problem has the seed of an equal benefit or opportunity inside of it. So we're gonna take that perspective and apply it to your situation, and really apply it anytime that you find yourself being frustrated with the way things are in your life. I'm sort of hesitant to say, but maybe you could even view it as you are meant to be in this place right now. You're meant to be experiencing this particular state right now. I'm not saying to be passive and to not work to move yourself out of that place. What I am saying though is that while you're doing the things that you gotta do in order to get out of a funk, do it without expectation. Do it because those are the things that you do, they're important for you to do. And instead of making it about this end goal of getting out of a state that you don't like, just be in that state while you're still doing your best. So you're doing all that you can, but without the anger and the self-blame and the frustration of it not getting you the result that you want. Instead, we're focusing on doing that activity or doing what you can as the end result, because that really is the end result. Maybe you're just going through a personal winter of sorts. It's not that there's anything wrong, it's just not the time when plants are able to grow. And there you go, that's how to get out of a funk as quickly as possible. I hope you enjoyed that, and more importantly that you found it useful. And if it's something that you think could help someone else, it'd be really cool if you shared it and give it a like. And if you haven't yet, you can subscribe. I will be putting up the various links like the subscribe button and other videos that might be of interest to you. If you have any suggestions for future video topics that you would like me to cover, I'd be super happy if you would leave me a comment, tell me what you want to see, and I might just make it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.